me. Leg dat gooi uit dus, Michael.
On a warm summer's evening, on a train bound for nowhere, I met up with a gambler. We were both too tired to sleep, so we took turns of staring out the window at the darkness till boredom overtook us, and he began to speak. He said, "Son, I've made a life out of reading people's faces and knowing what the cards were by the way they held their eyes. So if you don't mind my saying, I can see you're out of aces. For a taste of your whiskey, I'll give you some advice." So I handed him my bottle, and he drank down my last swallow. Then he bummed a cigarette and asked me for a light, and the night got deathly quiet, and his face lost all expression. Said, "If you're gonna play the game, boy, you gotta learn to play it right. You got to know when to hold up, know when to fold up, know when to walk away, and know when to run. You never count your money. When you're sitting at the table, there'll be time enough for counting when the dealing's done." Every gambler knows that the secret to surviving is knowing what to throw away, knowing what to keep. 'Cause every hand's a winner and every hand's a loser, and the best that you can hope for is to die in your sleep. And when he'd finished speaking, he turned back toward the window, crushed out his cigarette, faded off to sleep. And somewhere in the darkness, the gambler, he broke even. But in his final words, I found an ace that I could keep. You got to know when to hold up, know when to fold up, know when to walk away, and know when to run. You never count your money. When you're sitting at the table, there'll be time enough for counting when the dealing's done. You got to know when to hold up, when to hold up, know when to fold up, know when to walk away, and know when to run. You never count your money. When you're sitting at the table, there'll be time enough for counting when the dealing's done. You got to know when to hold up, know when to fold up, know when to walk away, and know when to run. You never count your money. When you're sitting at the table, there'll be time enough for counting when the deal is done.
When I was just a wee little boy, full of health and joy, one Christmas morning I received a marvelous little toy. A wonder to behold it was, with many colors bright, and the moment I laid eyes on it, it became my heart's delight. It went zip when it moved, bop when it stopped, brrr when it stood still. I never knew just what it was, and I guess I never will. Time that I picked it up, I had a big surprise. For right on its bottom were two green buttons that looked like big green eyes. I first pushed one and then the other, then I twisted its lid, and when I set it down again, this is what it did. It went zip when it moved, bop when it stopped, brrr when it stood still. I never knew just what it was, and I guess I never will. It first marched left, then marched right, and then marched under a chair. And when I looked where it had gone, it wasn't even there. I started to cry, my daddy laughed, he knew that I would find. When I turned around, my marvelous toy chugging from behind. It went zip when it moved, bop when it stopped, brrr when it stood still. I never knew just what it was, and I guess I never will. Well, the years have passed too quickly, it seems. I have my own little boy, and yesterday I gave to him my marvelous little toy. His eyes nearly popped right out of his head. He gave a squeal of glee. Neither one of us knows just what it is, but he loves it just like me. It still goes zip when it moves, bop when it stops, brrr when it stands still. I never knew just what it was, and I guess I never will. I never knew just what it was, and I guess I never will.